everyone, and welcome back to another enthralling episode of Disqualified. We are here to talk about night one of SummerSlam.
The first two-night
MetLife, and I'm your host. But man, it was an amazing show. I am Caleb, your main roster predictions champion. This beautiful toy belt that I've had since I was a kid is on the line.
Yeah.
I'm defending against Trevin, our NXT predictions champion, and our cameraman and producer behind the camera, Zach.
Yeah.
I am beltless.
Yes, you are beltless.
And this night one, you look at the card on paper comparing night one and night two, and you're like, oh, night one is obviously a better card.
You mean night two?
Or yeah, night two is obviously the better card. Night one pulled their weight.
Every match but one pulled its weight.
Yes.
Every match
I will
but
agree
one
with
pulled its
that on
weight.
you.
And we will get to that when we get to it, because it is, you can tell they did not give a fuck about that match.
Yup.
Um,
And I feel like it means that someone's getting let go, which makes it obvious which match we're talking about. But first, we gotta open the show with what we mistakenly thought after some insider reports came out was going to be our main event, but it's our opener. It is one Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus,
as we lovingly have taken to calling them, BBL. It is Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
Braun and Braun LLC.
Yep, Braun and Braun LLC. That is why they are BBL.
Yup. But this match had 20 minutes of entrance.
Look, so we usually configure at we convene at one spot to watch all these events together. Gordon and I showed up a couple minutes late.
Yeah.
We got in at like 5:05. I finished setting up everything at 5:07, turned it on, and I was like, I guarantee you, we've either just missed entrances for Jay and Roman, or we're about to get to them. And I turn on Peacock. I boot up SummerSlam.
And Jay is starting his entrance. 7 minutes later, Roman starts his entrance. 5 minutes later, luckily they have a tag team entrance.
Oh my God. The fact that we were late 7 minutes to the opening of the show.
Didn't matter.
And we didn't miss a thing. Beautiful, I guess.
Yep. But the entrance took forever. The actual match cooked.
Mm-hmm. And as I am getting sick of just regular tag team matches, you need to do stipulations, you need to do tornadoes, throw things in there, spice it up just a little bit. This was probably one of the best tag matches they've had tonight. Probably the best, if not second best.
The story for like the first half of the match was BBL was beating the brakes off Jay and denying him the tag to Roman.
Mm-hmm. There was one really cool spot where after Braun does his exploding jumping clothesline to the announce table, he missed. He clipped his knees on the table. Jay runs in. He's about to get the tag, and Braun football tackles him while Bronson rips Roman off the apron.
Yep.
That was a very, very cool spot.
They are a smart A tag team.
Mm-hmm.
But Roman and Jay got that family blood in them. They got that familiar bond. And as soon as Roman finally is able to get tagged in, he starts mollywhopping.
Yeah. He starts mollywhopping. And yeah, man, it is...
Yeah.
Man.
Big,
Roman does his spaceman plancha.
You were surprised he pulled it out.
I was surprised he pulled it out. And secondly, he overshot it just a tad.
Yeah.
Just a tad. Almost landed on his face.
Yes.
Like 2 feet.
Yeah. The thing is that if you're pulling out a suicide dive-esque move after not doing it for a while, most of the audience members are worried about the person coming in short. Roman went long.
Man, he's trained to be a Kuma.
It's like, usually, Because that's the thing, is that going on is not something you expect of I'm about to pull this out of my bag after I haven't busted it out in a while.
Yeah, because he's been a heel for 4 years, so you don't really do the big grandiose moves when you're a heel. And he pulled it out because he's babyface again.
Yeah.
And the icing on the end on the cake. So Braun is heading up for a spear. Roman pushes Jay out the way. Roman takes a spear from Braun.
Yep.
And Jay then throws Braun out the ring. Super kicks Bronson. Uso splash. 1-2 kick out. And then we get the 3D.
Yep. 1D since it's the bloodline.
Oh yeah,
version.
1D.
Yeah.
So this is the bloodline.
Yep.
And then an Uso splash.
For the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Roman and Jay pick up the win.
Yeah. And
Zach and I pick up
Yep.
the first point of the night.
I thought the heel faction was gonna get the victory to look strong, but they still looked strong in this match.
Oh yeah, they still look strong.
Because they capped off the story that they were telling on commentary of Roman's never sacrificed himself for his family.
Which I just think that is BS, because they've even said in other factions, like, you forget the Shield was a thing?
Yeah, he sacrificed himself in the Shield, but since the Shield broke up, he's always been in it for himself most of the time, and it's like
Until they got back together.
Yeah. Yes. But now he's finally drawn the ire of other bloodline members. It's always been other bloodline members sacrificing themselves for him. Now he's the one who takes the shot, takes the bullet, takes the spear.
And fellas, what are we rating this match?
3.5.
I'll give it a solid 4.
I'm gonna go 4.
It's like, it wasn't bad. Like, it did everything right. I think the beat the snot out of Jay was a little dragged on.
Mm-hmm. I found it insane when Braun at one point runs around, and instead of doing a spear, he just launches himself into Roman.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But yeah, good match overall. Great opener. Now we get to our second match of the night.
Back-to-back tag action.
Which I hated, but the match was good nonetheless. It is our women's tag title match with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair taking on the women's tag team champions of the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are representing the Judgment Day.
Yep. And this match, I'll say also cooked, but it was a slow start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we didn't really speak about it in the Roman and Jay opener, but that also started with a brawl.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you're going to have 2 out of the 3 of your tag matches so far, because we haven't seen the third one yet, start with a brawl. What's going on? This is kind of lazy. But after that, it picked up. It picked right up.
Yeah, no, the chemistry in terms of the teams and also the chemistry of all the opponent matchups we got to saw was real nice, real good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alexa accidentally clocking Charlotte at one point in the match.
And it teased at the thing of that might end their wannabe friendship. This might not work.
Because Alexa's going for her sister Abigail DDT, and out of the corner of your eyes, you just see Charlotte rise up.
Revving up for what looks like a super kick. And Alexa's like, we good, Charlotte? We good? Charlotte nods. Big boot onto a running in Raquel. She points at Alexa, and Alexa's like, oh, shoot, right, I got someone.
Sister Abigail DDT for the
1, 2, 3.
And new women's tag team champions, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Now, I do not get the point for this match.
But me and Zach do. And how do you feel about them taking off the Judgment Day? Notably, you pointed out that Roxanne ate the pin.
Which gives even more reason for Liv to come back and have beef with Roxanne.
Yup.
Which he does.
Yep. I pointed out they will probably tell the story of Raquel going to Roxanne being like, you lost the titles. You said we had this.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting. Now we just have to note what takes place tomorrow in Dominic versus AJ to see what really is going to happen with the Judgment Day.
Yep.
But yeah,
and now,
well, what did we rate this match, fellas?
Oh yes, 3.5.
I'm gonna give it 3.75. Zick.
3.5.
Yeah, it's like coming off a back-to-back tag action spot. How it opened felt funky, but other than that, I can't really name a bad spot out of this, but nothing stood out.
Yeah, nothing really stood out. And now we get to a match that doesn't stand out.
Nope.
It doesn't stand out so much, in fact, that
It doesn't
they
even get a video package.
Video package.
Nope.
We come back from the WWE ads, because this is what they do for PLEs. They don't do commercials.
They do ads for their shop, their website, their sponsors, including superstars cutting a ad promo, basically.
Yeah. So we come back, and they say, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, next, and it cuts to Karrion Kross's entrance, and now this is already too much coverage for me for this match that I absolutely do not care anything about. So Trevin, please take the floor.
Basically, they beat the brakes off of each other for a little bit. Kross tries to get a pipe shot while the ref is distracted. Sammy counters, beats the brakes off of Kross. Kross bumps Sammy a little bit, causing both men to be winded. Scarlett gives the pipe to Sammy, being like, use it, prove us right, defeat Kross once and for all if you want to, just prove him right. Sammy grabs the pipe, looks at it a little bit, tosses it aside, exploder into a haluva kick for the 1, 2, 3. I basically word of mouthed this entire match. It was like 6 minutes.
The only thing you did know is that it has the stupidest stipulation in WWE history, that if Sami Zayn loses, he has to admit Karrion Kross is right.
And if Sammy wins, Kross has to admit that he is wrong.
And 1 star.
I hate to do it to my boy, but I'll agree with you.
Also, by the way, I am the lone person getting this point because I am the only sensible one here who knows that Karrion Kross has not signed a contract extension, so why give him the win and make him look good on his way out?
Yeah, I feel like this basically confirms they are letting Kross go. After the We Want Kross movement at Mania, that has since died down, he has lost the momentum and will probably no longer be with the company. But we will see, as technically it is a month before the official expiration date.
This month.
Oh, end of August?
I never said end of August. The contract just ends in August.
Oh, shoot.
So it could be weeks.
It would be weird if your send-off match is on a PLE, though, because you brought up Ricochet, however, and they wrote him off on a random episode of Raw.
I mean, he could still be there for a couple more weeks. It's just, with no contract news, and they usually, at this point, would probably sign, it's just not looking good. I don't want him to lose his job, but at the end of the day, they brought in some people that probably will eat up a big percentage of that salary cap. If I put it in terms of like a team.
Yeah.
But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. But yes, I get the point once again.
Yep.
Zach, what do you rate this match out of 5?
4. No.
Sammy and Cross, a 4-star?
No, actually, because of that Huluva Kick finale, 3.
He's giving it the most generous rating.
Yeah. We both gave it a 1.
Stupid moth.
Yeah. I like legit came back from a bathroom break to see Cross's entrance and how short this match was. It was I literally could feel like they feel like there's a speed timer going on right now.
Ironic because speed got quietly dropped.
Yeah. Yeah, the speed deal there have been no reports of the speed deal getting renewed, which is funny because that's the same reports we're getting about Cross.
Yeah, man, but it is what it is. Now we move on to our next match, and that is for our WWE Women's Championship. It is Jade Cargill, your Queen of the Ring, taking on your WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Actually, no. I retract my statement.
Yeah. Yeah,
not
thinking of
cinema, but it was pretty damn good, but
Yeah,
with a weird ending.
It was the same theme. It has this. I feel like it has the same problem as Judgment Day versus Bliss and Flair of like, there's nothing bad about this match. There's not a lot that stands out though.
Yeah. Thing that does stand out though is after one jaded, Tiffany Stratton kicks out.
She doesn't kick out. She gets her foot on the rope.
Oh yeah, she gets her foot on the rope because Jade rolls the other way.
Yeah.
After going for a prettiest moonsault ever, that gets countered. And then, we move on to Jade getting Tiffany Stratton in the corner.
Yep, it looks like she's going for a avalanche jaded.
And she gets countered with like a somersault flip.
Yeah. Into
a prettiest moonsault ever.
For the 1, 2, 3.
And still, your WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton.
Yes. Okay, so this is a discussion that should be made. We all thought back when Naomi was the briefcase holder, they were obviously going to pull the trigger on Jade getting the title. And probably have Naomi cash in that night. And then it was up in the air of whether Naomi steals it from Jade or becomes the first ever woman failed cash in.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the briefcase is out of the picture, it was up in the air whether they still pull that trigger to make Jade a champion. And Tiffy had a good run. We all agree on that. But after tonight, the run still continues. But that brought up the question of, who does Tiffy have left?
I don't know.
And then Zach brought up Rhea's getting traded and taking it off of Tiffy. And we're like, frick, you are probably...
That could be your Perth match.
You are probably right.
That could be your Perth match.
Potentially. But of course, WWE still has not solidified a date of when the draft is happening.
I swear... I hope it happens this year, because if we have to go through Mania with these same rosters, it's just going to be stale.
Yep. Because that's the thing is, I was looking back at last year, the day 1 of the draft was the second SmackDown after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So we had, because I was keeping track of the different Cody appearances post-winning the title, he did Raw after Mania to thank the crowd, SmackDown to thank that crowd, Raw to announce technically I'm a SmackDown star, but thank Pierce and Aldis that I'm still allowed to do these promos, and then that SmackDown is when the draft started.
Yeah, man. But all of us did not get a point.
Nope.
We
We
all
all
picked
picked
Jade.
Jade because we did the safe pick of thinking they'd pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm. And so now we have not been tallying points.
Yep.
I'm at 2.
Yep. And me and Zach are at 1 each, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yes. No. Zach. Yeah. We're. Yes, 1 point each.
How did you guys get?
From Bliss and Flair.
I know that. No, Zach's at 2.
Oh, Zach's at 2. I'm the sole person at 1. Oh,
yes,
yes.
you're the sole person at 1.
Yeah, but you and Zach are currently tied, but ties mean you retain.
Yes, ties mean I retain, so hey, I just have to keep this going.
Yep, but of course we're tallying both nights for the final totals. But now into our co-main event, the moment some people have waited for.
Hey.
Well,
You did better than I thought.
Yep, it is of course the team of Drew McIntyre versus Logan Paul versus
Randy Roll.
RK Roll.
RK Roll.
Yep.
Jelly Orton. JKO. Jelly KO.
Bevy.
You ate a lot today. How are you still starving?
I don't know.
All right.
It's saying it's been hours since you've eaten feed.
So
And I'm like, no.
Jelly Roll starts off this match.
Yep, well, technically, Randy starts the match, but since it opened with a cheap shot onto Jelly Roll from Logan, Jelly hot tags Randy out and him in. And then the story is, for the first 10 minutes of this match, Jelly is actually the main competitor for Team Babyface. He spends most of his time in the ring.
He did good.
He did
I
good.
can't lie. He actually did very fucking good.
Yep.
Not bad bunny levels, but probably second in terms of like outsider celebrities that have not stuck around.
I'll have to look back at the Arrow actor matches to get my final tally. But Jelly did do good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it, man? Towards the middle of the match, we see Randy get tagged back in.
Yep.
And then it just kind of devolves into
Yep,
a
it's
brawl
her-
for a little bit.
Yep. With the two illegal men of Logan and Jelly. They're brawling. Jelly gets onto the announce table and we're like, row, raggy. Logan does a little like Steve Austin, 2 beers, but instead of 2 beers, it's 2 primes. And then frog splashes Jelly through the announce table.
Logan Paul murdered Jelly Roll on live television.
Yeah, and Jelly took it like a champ.
Yeah, that was one of the most awkward landings I've seen from one of those.
Because they're the reinforced tables technically. Back in the old announce tables, they just sort of collapsed like this or like this, so you sort of fall flat. But because of how they're reinforced, the top of the table, instead of just kind of falling flat, now falls at an angle, so both participants of the table spot roll out of it, which distributes the force but turns the spot into a pile of flailing limbs.
Jelly basically landed on his neck.
Yes.
He was good. Thankfully, he was good. But that looked like it hurt. Also, they have like a little TV screen or like a monitor.
The
At the
thing
front of the-
exploded.
Bruh, it looks so bad. It looks so bad. But this pretty much takes Jelly Roll out of the equation.
Yes, Med Team is evacuating him, carrying him basically in a shoulder-to-shoulder carry, while the match still hasn't technically been called off. It's just basically turned into a 2v1 handicap.
And Randy is holding his own for a little bit.
Yep. kicks out of a finisher spot, and after seeing that, Jelly is like, you know what? Randy's trying his best. I can't leave him hanging.
No. Gets out the finisher spot, does a superplex, and that's when Jelly, after standing by the ramp for about 2 minutes, says, you know what? I'm going back. I can't leave him. Hot tag. Jelly comes in, does 2 clotheslines, does a choke slam.
Yep.
And then a black hole slam.
Yep, or as they dubbed it when he does it, a black roll slam.
And,
both finishers were good.
man. Yeah, that's how you do a black hole slam, man. Man, he really did show up and show out.
Yep.
But that was not the end of the match.
Nope.
For Logan Paul somehow becomes the legal man.
Yep. And Logan, from behind titanium punch into a climb the rope for a frog splash for the 1, 2, 3. Team heel surprisingly wins.
None of us get a point because we all chose Team Babyface.
Yep. Because we thought they would keep the trend of celebrity guest wins their match.
Yeah. Man, so what did we rate this match?
I'm sorry, but due to the low expectations I had for this match, I'm going to give it an honorary 5 just for how much better it became from my expectations.
I expected a 2. It surpassed my expectations. I think Jelly added a whole point onto it for being as good as he was. So I'm going to put it at 3, maybe 3.5.
I was expecting a 1. It gets a 2 because of how Jelly Roll performed.
No, looking at Drew and Randy, they were obviously going to carry. Logan, as much as we dislike it, is good in the ring. Jelly was the real question. He stepped up. He performed well.
It's like, does this get a 5 off of what I usually base matches off of? No, but it gets a 5 for exponentially surpassing expectations.
Yeah, no. 3.5 for me. Zach said a 2. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening. It is your World Heavyweight Championship match. It is CM Punk, Clobbering Time Man Punk, in a Fantastic Four inspired get-up, taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General, Gunther. Cinema. And Zach, I'll explain why you don't get a point for something later on. I'll explain why, and we'll add it to the rule set.
I should be at 3.
No, I'll explain it. I'll explain it, and I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
But first, we got to get through this match. Gunther versus CM Punk. Like I said, it is an instant classic slobber knocker. I am going to spoil my rating right now. It is 5 stars.
I'll do the same. Same here. It's a 5. They beat the absolute...
4.5 for you? Okay.
I know why he's putting it down a grade. They beat the absolute brakes off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously. A lot of the offense was Gunther. But the thing with Gunther is that the thing I hate about him, he's turned showboaty. He's turned cocky. He's turned overconfident. He's giving Punk recovery time. And a thing you don't do with Punk as your opponent is give him recovery time. Don't give the man an opening. Each time Gunther gave Punk an opening, Punk took it and proceeded to beat the brakes off him.
He really embodied the Thing today because he had that superhuman endurance where he was like, you know what? You can keep hitting me. I'm just going to get back up. If you give me enough time, I will be able to get not a second, not a third, not even a fourth, but a fifth wind. This man had so many comebacks in this match. There were, I think, 3 power bombs he kicked out of.
Yup.
There was
There was both a rear naked, a sharpshooter, and,
Transitioned into another sharpshooter.
and a Boston Crab that Punk escaped from.
Then there was a triangle choke that was going to get turned into another powerbomb.
But
Punk gets out of it.
Yep, Punk being smart, let go of it early to continue striking.
Tries to go for the GTS. That doesn't work. Now we transition to the outside.
Yep.
And Gunther takes Punk and he throws him into the not to the apron, but into the LED ring post.
Yep. And he's like, Punk is down and out.
Look at me. I am the world champion.
The best in the world.
The best in the world. The ring
Gunther.
Gunther.
He decides to
Cinema, bro.
Yep.
Cinema. That is the hardest thing to just flex and be like, look, this belongs to me.
Yep.
Me.
He decides to continue emote and gloating and get on the table. But as I said, never give Punk recovery time.
Just like Punk did to Drew McIntyre at Mania XL. Woo!
Yoink!
And busts Gunther's nose.
Yep. Because we did get reports of Gunther was having some nose trouble, possibly a injury that was recently discovered. This spot definitely re-broke it.
Yeah, and so Gunther runs back into the ring.
And
after
he's
being
just looking
bloodied.
at the pool of blood forming on his face that is dripping onto his hands.
And he's like, no, I can't fight. I can't continue. And Punk's like, nope, we going. It's clobbering time, ho.
Yep, he's like, no ref or med team has disqualified you, so we squabbling.
Yeah. And hits the running knee, goes for the elbow.
Hits
One,
it.
2, kick out. Goes for the GTS, rear naked choke. Oh my God. Punk is going to pass out. He's going to pass out.
Breaks free from it, pivots into the GTS.
Hits it. Gunther is
Gunther-
out on his feet.
Yep, he's like,
Triple
I'm
H on
not-
that one random episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yep,
And
he's like, I'm not done. And Punk's like, you're still standing with your legs separated.
He leans forward, picks him up. Another GTS. 1, 2, 3, and no! World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk.
F you, Gunther, get a new character.
Charles Montgomery Punk picks up the win tonight, fellas.
5. And what happens next?
So-
Might bump it to a 6.
Punk is celebrating.
Tears
He's
in his
crying.
eyes.
It was like the boyhood dream of Shawn Michaels, and then
Burn it down!
Punk
Seth.
is staring in astonishment as Seth Rollins walks out on crutches in the knee brace with Paul Heyman.
And
He just makes it known. Be sure to hold that close while you can.
And then he starts hobbling back defeated because we all think he's on the injury reserve. He can't do anything yet. He can't
What?
fulfill his promise.
Curiously, Paul Heyman is still standing there with the briefcase held
And
high.
Seth pauses before he makes it back to Gorilla, before he makes it backstage, looks at his Tron, drops the crutches, turns around with a perfectly fine knee, unstraps the brace, rips off the blazer, and books it full speed to the ring.
And Punk, just his face has all this like, I don't have it. I can't. He's too tired. He tries to fight back.
Yep,
He tries
gets a
to
couple
fight back.
clean jabs in, but Seth just has more gas, pushes him down, kicks him a little bit while he's down.
Hits him 3 times with the briefcase, cashes it in, stomp. 1, 2, 3, and no! World Heavyweight Champion Seth frickin' Rollins. Now, Zach, the reason why I say this doesn't count is there shall be a new rule. All of us will follow it. If you want a cash into count,
You gotta call it in the video.
you put it on the board.
Instead of at the start of the match.
Correct.
Yes. Because remember, board is finalized.
Yeah.
Because once we move on from a match, we cannot make any adjustments to our
Yup.
picks. So, you have to put it on the board from now on. We'll start that next year, obviously, because both Money in the Banks are gone.
Yeah.
But, yes, no, I think Seth cashing in moves this match up to a 6.
Yep.
Maybe a 7.
But
It's just shocking,
dadgum,
man.
they played us like a fiddle.
They stand tall at the end of the night, this unnamed faction. We still
Yep.
don't have a name for this faction.
Yeah, but they played us like a fiddle with this knee injury. We don't know, because that's the thing, is that it could have been a real injury, but it could have just been a tweak, not a full sprain like they were playing it as. But after watching the entirety of WWE Unreal as of this weekend,
Oh, you know that's going to be the next. That's going to
Yes.
be the next thing.
They-
in Unreal.
the board and the production team has gotten 100 times better at making sure leaks do not get out. If they want something close to their chest, they keep it close to their chest.
Man, oh man, oh man. Trevin and I picked Punk to win, so we do get the point there.
As he did technically win it before the cash-in.
Zach picked Gunther.
Because of the Seth Collins.
Yeah, if you would have put it on the board, you, my friend, would have been tied with me. And the total points at the end of the night, leading out of night 1, going into night 2, it is me in first place with 3, and Trevin and Zach tied in second place with 2.
Yeah. Now, Zach also, after the pinfall, did express displeasure with Gunther losing it so soon after just winning it back from Jay. And to that, I say, I don't care.
My thing is, if the nose thing wasn't an issue and he had to step away, I would have preferred him to lose it anyways.
Yes.
Just to give it to someone that's going to be on screen. But yeah, that's it for night 1 of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Night 1 card, I think I'm going to give it a 3.5. Maybe a 4.
I'll give it a 4 because the only match that sucked was Sammy and Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was good, if not exceeded expectations. This entire night exceeded expectations, honestly. People were downplaying this night so hard after the full cards got revealed.
Oh, come on, but we all know what's gonna cook. Night 2 is gonna cook, and let's run down our picks one more time, just in case you didn't see our predictions, but go watch the predictions.
Please.
It is for Dominic and AJ. Trevin and I have picked Dominic for the IC Championship, of course. Zach picked AJ. For Solo and Jacob for the U.S. title in a steel cage match, Trevin and Zach picked Jacob Batu, and I picked Solo Sikoa, your United States champion. In Becky versus Lyra for the women's IC in a no DQ, no countout match, Zach and I chose Becky to retain. Trevin picked Lyra to win. For your women's world title over on Raw for the triple threat match, it is your women's world title women's world champion Naomi, who Zach and I picked to retain, who is taking on Io Sky, who Trevin picked to win, and Rhea Ripley, who no one picked, which I am surprised. That's like 2 pay-per-views in a row no one's picked Rhea to win a match. And for your men's TLC WWE Tag Team Championships, it is the Y6 WWE Tag Team Champions, who Trevin picked,
versus
the Street Profits, versus Fraxium, who I picked, versus Motor City Machine Guns, versus DIY, versus Andrade and Ray Fenix,
who Zach
picked. And for your main event, it is a street fight. The newly turned babyface John Cena.
Yeah.
He is back, baby. We all picked to retain against Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship.
Can I change my pick to the Street Profits?
No, board is finalized. Board is finalized.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
I've had some rethinking.
Well, that's too dang bad.
That's too damn bad.
Damn it!
You know how many times I wanted to change my card during the Mania during the
Do you
Mania
know what-
card?
The
I
difference
had it-
between during a match and before the match even happens.
That's the thing, is that there have been some things, because we record our predictions the Wednesday after the Go Home Raw. There are some SmackDown segments for SmackDown specific matches.
That make you want to just.
It's
I need
like-
to change that.
I've effed up.
Yeah.
Like specifically, the most recent one that comes to mind was LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura at Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, oh, frick, I want to change my answer so bad now.
Yeah, but that is it from us here at Disqualified. I am your main roster prediction champion, currently defending it. Caleb with 3 points for the night. That is Trevin, your NXT prediction champion. That is Zach behind the camera, our cameraman and producer.
Both those people at 2 points currently.
Yes, both of them at 2 points. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell 3 times to know the match is over. And we will see you next time. Thank you for your time and peace.
Bye!